What is up, everybody? Alicia here, and Declan. He decided to join me today, and who am I kidding? He's actually down here for every single video. But yeah, you can see where his port is. I know I've talked about his issues a little bit. Right now his port is a little bit shaved from his most recent visit to the specialty vet in Philadelphia. But anyway, he just left, so let's jump in. I did a poll on my Instagram and YouTube community tab asking if anyone would be interested in a sort of review rundown of what I liked and didn't like about my new Hyperlite Mountain Gear Unbound 40-liter pack. This is a fairly new pack that Hyperlite Mountain Gear put out a couple of months ago. I went ahead and purchased it because it seemed like a really great pack. I was in the market for a new pack for backpacking. I didn't dislike my Light AF pack that I used on my AT attempt this year, but I do think it was sized a little bit big for me, so it was causing some upper shoulder pain, and yeah, I just wanted to get a new pack, honestly, for a variety of reasons, but getting new things is always exciting too. So anyway, the results of those polls was overwhelmingly yes. I had a couple people that voted no on YouTube, but I think those are probably the same people that give my videos thumbs down on a regular basis. Just haters for whatever reason. So let's jump in. I made a likes and dislikes list that I will go over with you. But here's the pack. I have it all packed up still from my night on the AT last week. If you didn't see that video, check it out wherever it pops up. I've been doing YouTube for 2 years now, and I still have no idea where those things pop up because everything gets flipped around from videoing, whatever. Anyway, here's the pack all packed up. The only thing not in it right now is my food bag and my tent and extra sleeping pad, which is just the 1/8 inch. I forget who makes it. I don't think it's Gossamer. I don't know who makes it. It's just the 1/8 inch gray pad that I just lay underneath my inflatable pad. So here she is. Oh God, it's heavy. The Unbound 40 all packed up. Let me get away so you can see it in its entirety. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of jump right in. So let's go. I'll kind of intermix my likes and dislikes as I talk about a specific feature. It's probably not going to be laid out like these are my likes and these are my dislikes, but let's just jump in. All right, so first thing I want to talk about with this pack is the front mesh pocket. So this is something I've never seen in any other pack, and one of the things that I really love, so let's use my knee to prop it up here. You might be able to see, you might not be able to. Let me get that out of the way. There is this diagonal line right here in the front pocket, and this is a great feature. Like I said, this is probably my favorite feature of the pack, so I'm starting with it. It is an extra access point to your items that are in your front mesh pocket. So of course, you know, most packs have just a top entry here. You shove everything in it. Some stuff falls to the bottom, you know, small things, you know, how, I don't know, physics or whatever works. Things fall to the bottom and then you have to dig down or like pull everything out to get to what you need. But this pocket right here makes life so much easier because you can get in to your mesh pocket area just down here. So things that will fall to the bottom, you can dig out from here. Or if you just want to have things more easily accessible, like you saw right here, I have a hand warmer that I had for my overnights on the AT because the overnight lows were 33 degrees, so I wanted to bring a hand warmer just to have it in case. And yeah, I just shoved it here. That way I didn't lose it. I didn't have to dig it out, you know, when I got to camp looking for it. It was just nice and easy to get to right here. So love this feature, the extra access area for your front pocket. The only thing I will say I don't like about the front pocket, and maybe it's because I haven't pushed it to its limits, but I do feel like it's not super stretchy. Like I was actually able to fit my tent in the front pocket of my light AF pack, and that's where I stored it. That's where I carried it. I wasn't really able to fit my tent in here on this trip. I actually ended up just putting my tent on the top of my pack and holding it down with the Y strap here. Maybe I could have fit it in here. Like I said, I didn't really want to stretch it too much and break it or ruin the pack on the first night out. So that's one downside. I will say, however, even though this isn't maybe as stretchy as some other packs, it's a super durable material. I can just tell that it will hold up to branches or, you know, your hand going in and out, you know, with nails or whatever. It's not going to rip holes in this very easily. My light AF pack, you know, had a thinner, maybe more stretchy material here, and I got a hole in that thing within the first week of using the pack that I had just a piece of duct tape on to prevent it from, you know, getting bigger or growing or anything like that. So despite the lack of stretchiness, in my opinion, it's a super durable fabric, and I'm super impressed with it and think it will really hold up. All right, so another thing I really like about this pack that is probably a little bit silly because I think most packs are like this. I like that the roll top closure on this pack buckles down along the sides instead of up and over the top. Like my light AF pack, you rolled it and you know, this lifted up like this and you buckled it at the top, which has its pros and cons. You know, the con to that is that there's this extra buckle and strap right here that maybe adds some weight versus clipping it up and over the top. I did see on Hyperlite Mountain Gear's website that these side straps are actually removable, and you do have the option to roll and buckle over the top here, like my light AF pack had, if you want to cut any weight on the pack. So I like it this way. I feel like you can get a little bit more compression and just get things nice and tight. So I'll be using it this way, unless something tells me otherwise or proves to me otherwise that it's better to do it the other way. So that's the second thing I really like. All right, the next thing I really like is all the daisy chain features on this pack. So you'll see all these this orange webbing right here, and it holds, first of all, this lashing in place. That's where the lashing kind of threads through, but I like it because you could easily throw a carabiner in any of these daisy chain areas and attach things to your pack. Maybe, you know, you're gonna attach your camp shoes here, or you're gonna attach like a thermometer or a compass or something like that. There's some down here on the front, and I actually threw a little bit of 2 lightweight mini carabiners on here to have in case there's something that comes up that I want to attach to the outside of my pack. I had these on my light AF pack just hanging around. I never used them for anything, but I liked to have them just in case something came up that I needed to loop onto there. So I really like the daisy chains. There's plenty of places where you can clip things to with a carabiner, or a very nice place to tie your AT hang tag onto as well. All right, let's talk about the hip belt pockets. Let me turn this bad guy around. Hey, Bubba. All right, hip belt pockets. Love that they're nice and big. I can fit my iPhone, what do I have? A 13 Max? Or no, 13 Pro, it's not the Max. In this pocket, it fits nice and easily. I can also fit a whole bag of Sour Patch Kids transferred to a Ziploc bag in the hip belt pocket. And yeah, it's just a nice place to have lots of things stored. They're nice and big, they're roomy. The only thing that I don't like about them is that they do sit really far off to your side, and I don't think that that's a huge issue for most people. I have a hard time seeing into the pocket because I have things in my way from seeing into those pockets clearly. So like I didn't bring my fanny pack on the one night out on the AT because I wanted to see how the hip belt pockets worked. So like I had my hand sanitizer in one of these pockets and a few other things, and it was just kind of difficult to get things in and out without taking my pack off or like really contorting my body. So I do think that I will use a fanny pack with this pack. A few reasons for that. Just, you know, if I am through hiking, a fanny pack is nice to have for when I go into town. Whereas if I'm only using the hip belt pockets, I don't have like a fanny pack purse to take into town to carry my money and my phone and all those things. So I will use both. Another thing I want to bring up about the hip belt is that it is a removable hip belt. It can be slid out from here and swapped out with any of the other hip belts that Hyperlite Mountain Gear uses. So if I wanted to kind of ditch these hip belt pockets, I'm sure Hyperlite sells a more minimalistic hip belt that I could replace these with. Or I do love the fact that it's a removable hip belt, because if you're doing a through hike and you lose a lot of weight on trail, it's very likely that your hip belt won't be sized properly for you anymore. So I like that this is removable, that you can downsize, or, you know, even if you do put on weight, let's say you go like a year after backpacking and you just overindulge, your hiker hunger never goes away, and you just eat, and the next thing you know, your hip belt doesn't shut anymore. You can get a bigger one and put it on here. So I like that. My Light AF pack hip belt was not removable, which always made me nervous that if I did lose too much weight on trail, that I would be kind of screwed. So those are the things I like about the hip belt. All right, while we have the pack turned around, let's talk about the chest strap. Where is it? Here it is. So here's the chest strap. The one thing that I really like about the chest strap is the built-in whistle. Really like that feature, especially as a female. Having a whistle accessible that's not like tucked away in a fanny pack somewhere is nice and kind of eases, I don't know, not that I was like ever concerned on trail, but just having it accessible if something were to happen, or, you know, even if a bear walks out and I surprise it, or it surprises me, you know, I can make a lot of noise with this, or alert other people around. So I like this. The one thing I don't like about this is that it sits kind of high for me, like higher than I'm used to. And I suppose I could probably move it down. As of right now, this is how it comes. It sits right above this elastic strap right here. I'm sure I could probably push it down a little bit if I wanted to. And here's another thing that kind of is not necessarily a dislike, but just different from my Light AF. I feel like the straps themselves are short. Like, these are not Hyperlite Mountain Gear accessories. This is a water bottle holder from Chicken Tramper Gear, and then a zippered like cell phone pocket from Chicken Tramper Gear. And I find that they don't really fit like the daisy chain or whatever on the straps well. It seems like short. So like the length of the daisy chain on the strap is from here to here, and so it makes this a little bit floppy. You know, I have it tightened up as much as it can go, and it works. But like I said, I do feel like the straps are a little bit short, and maybe it's just me getting used to it and like playing around and getting things just right. And it's not anything that's like a deal breaker for me. Like, I'm still going to use these accessories. Maybe the Hyperlite Mountain Gear accessories would fit better on it. I don't know. I really like Chicken Tramper Gear though, so I'm going to keep them. And yeah, it's just like a little thing that I just noticed when I transferred it from my Light AF pack to this pack. All right, and then speaking of the straps, this isn't, like I said, this still isn't even a deal breaker for me as of yet. Granted, I've only worn this for 2 days, 1 night, but the strap shape, this is something that could be a deal breaker for some other people. It's more of like a J-shaped strap as opposed to an S-shaped strap. My Light AF pack, I think I custom ordered it and got an S-shape. Oh my God, I can't say that. S-shaped strap. Because as a female, like, it just kind of fits our anatomy a little bit better than a J strap. But you know, that's kind of a bonus feature. Most backpacks have the traditional J strap shape, and I've never had a problem with it. So I didn't anticipate the HMG pack J strap J-shaped straps being a problem, and they did not seem to be a problem on my little short hike. But it's just something to note if especially if you're a female and you really are looking for something that has an S shape strap. I didn't know this video was going to be a tongue twister, guys. All right, another big feature that I honestly didn't use yet, but I anticipate absolutely loving, is the bottom pocket on this pack. So you can see right here on the bottom, there is, it's the same material as the front pocket, super durable, which is great, especially because it's on the bottom and probably much more prone to get ripped or torn or whatever, but with this durable material I don't anticipate it being a problem. It has this big wide opening right here. You can shove in like rain gear, jackets. You can put a whole bunch of food down here if you want, you know, your gloves, things like that that you maybe want to take off while you're hiking and not take your pack off to stash them. You can just reach behind your back, get your arm around and shove them in here, which is super nice and convenient. And then on the other side here, there is this little diagonal cutout, which goes into the same pocket, and it's a trash hole essentially. You know, as you're walking and hiking and you're eating trash from your fanny pack or your hip belt pockets, you can reach around and shove your trash right in here to stash it until you get to a place where you can empty that out, throw it out, or put it in your trash bag or whatever. So really like those features. Super excited to try them out. Didn't get the chance to, but I think I'll really love that. And to that note, a lot of other companies do offer something like that as a custom add-on. Like I know when I ordered my Light AF pack, that was an option to add it on. I opted not to at the time because I didn't really realize how beneficial it would be. Plus it's extra money and all those things add up. So I really love that this pack comes standard with it. I do feel like in general, this pack comes with a lot of things standard that would typically be an add-on for other companies that you're making a custom pack at. For instance, the Y strap is standard as opposed to a just single strap across. This is a Y strap, it comes standard on it. The lashing on the side, I don't know if all companies come with that standard or not. Let's see what else. Obviously the bottom pocket, the removable hip belt. I think you can make some packs have a removable hip belt for extra money. And yeah, oh, and the hip belt pockets, sometimes those cost more money when you're doing a custom made pack. So I do feel like this pack is a great pack. A lot of things come standard on it that would maybe be custom from other sites. And, you know, the pack definitely does reflect that in the price. It probably costs about as much as a custom pack would cost from another company where you can add all these things on. But the perk is that this is in stock. It ships right away. You don't have to wait, you know, months to get your pack in. So if you're in a rush or deciding to do a backpacking trip last minute, this is a good pack that will get you a lot of those, like custom added on features, but have it in stock and ship quick to you. So like that. All right, let's talk about the side pockets. So the side pockets are nice and deep. Really like them. I don't have to worry about things falling out of them while I'm hiking. I know deep side pockets are pretty standard on most packs. I will say they do feel a little bit deeper than the side pockets on my Light AF pack. But you know, and I just want to say again, like I didn't dislike my Light AF pack. I'm using it a lot to make comparisons to when talking about this pack. I would absolutely 100% recommend a Light AF pack to anybody looking for a good pack as well. You know, it's just a matter of what you like better. The only reason, I shouldn't say the only reason because I like new things, let's be honest, but one of the main reasons why I got a new pack is because I think the sizing on my Light AF pack was too big. I was sort of right between sizes for Light AF, and I sized up when I probably should have sized down. The sizing for Hyperlite seemed to be more definitive for me. And let's talk about that. This pack felt great wearing it. It fit me well. It didn't like dig into my shoulders or my hips. I did have a little bit of lower back and hip pain, not from like it being uncomfortable, just because I haven't worn a backpacking pack, a loaded backpacking pack in months. You know how when you first wear a pack after months of not backpacking, you just get a little bit of, and I don't want to say pain, it's not like joint pain or anything like that. It was just tenderness on the skin, maybe like a bruise, things like that, until your body gets used to wearing it. That's just normal, I believe. I was very happy with how this pack fit and how it rode. It sat at like a really good place. It didn't feel like it was sagging at all. I never felt at any point that the weight was too much on my shoulders or my hips. It was kind of very evenly distributed, and I just overall really liked it. So great side pockets, great comfort. One downside, and I wouldn't necessarily even call it a downside because it's whatever, is that currently at least the pack only comes in their white color. I know Hyperlite is usually black or white, and like that's it. Currently it comes in white only, which some people I know don't really want to have a white pack because white gets dirty. You're out in the woods, you're in the dirt and the rain and brushing up against things, and the pack's gonna get dirty. Like that's just what it is. I didn't mind having a white pack. I kind of liked the white pack, and the dirt just adds character, right? So I'm good with the white, but who knows, maybe they'll have the black in the future. I don't really know. So if you're not in a rush to get the pack, but you want to get it and you want to get black, maybe reach out to them, see if it's something they're going to add in the future, or just wait and see, or just get the white pack and deal with it. Yeah. And then one last thing that I do really like, the fabric is great. It is water resistant. It is, I'm referencing my notes here. The body is the DCH 50 material, and the bottom of the pack is a little bit thicker. It's the DCH 150, just because you do set it down on the ground and things like that. So it's a very water resistant, durable material. I know a lot of people use the Hyperlite Mountain Gear, specifically like the Southwest, and I forget what the other version is that is super popular. And I believe those have the same material, and I know a lot of people talk about how great they are at keeping their stuff dry and just being durable in general, as far as not ripping or tearing or anything like that. I do still use a pack liner with this. I just have like a very thin Nyloflume, I think it is, pack liner in the inside, just for my own peace of mind. And I do put everything in dry bags that I don't want to get wet. And I put my quilt in a compression sack just to add a little bit more water resistance to it on the off chance that water does get in. All the seams on this pack are like taped, and they actually go out. I think that the video I watched on HMG's website mentioned that that's like a different than their other packs. And it seemed like they made it sound like it was a benefit. I don't know. I'm not a pack designer, but all I know is overall, I really enjoyed this pack. There are a few things that I didn't like, but they're all very small, minor things that aren't deal breakers for me. I'm very, like, most likely, like 99% likely going to use this on my reattempt of the Appalachian Trail when I do that, or my future section hikes. That's kind of why I bought it, was to give it a shot and see what I liked. So yeah, I will list out, if it doesn't get too long, in the description of the video, like the things that I liked and didn't like. I'm also going to put in the description of my video, I almost forgot, I have a link for you guys from Hyperlite Mountain Gear, that if you purchase through that link and it's your first time purchase with HMG, you'll get 15% off your order. I think it's just one item. I'll put the details in with the link so you know exactly what the discount is. I think it's 15% off one order or one item. Like I said, I'll put that down below. I do get a little bit of kickback from that, so if you are considering buying anything from Hyperlite Mountain Gear and you enjoy my channel, please use the link if you want to support me in a little way, that would be great. So yeah, check that description for the link and the details on the discount. And I hope that this kind of gave you a little bit of insight about the pack, answer some questions that maybe you had. And if I didn't answer anything or kind of let you know about any of the features of the pack that you were interested in hearing about, feel free to drop a comment below with your question, and I'll be sure to get back to you in a reply. So hope you enjoyed the video, and happy trails. See you next time.